Will Budget 2023 reduce the scope of a chartered accountant as a valuer under the Foreign Exchange Management Act? And the answer is yes. See, in current scenario, a FEMA valuation can be done by a chartered accountant, cost accountant, or merchant banker. And mostly, I have seen that companies prefer to get done the valuation by a chartered accountant. In case of FDIs, a valuation is not required under the Income Tax Act. What is the section of Income Tax Act? Let's analyze this. This is section 5627B of the Income Tax Act 1961, which precisely says that if a share is worth rupees 10, face value of the equity share is rupees 10. Suppose fair value of the equity share is rupees 1000, and if it is issued at 1200 rupees, then 200 rupees becomes taxable in the hands of the company. But it says that this section is applicable only if the shares are allotted to a resident. So in the current scenario, if the shares are allotted to a non-resident, that is for the foreign direct investment, if the shares are allotted, then this section of angel tax is not attracted. See, obviously we are not talking about a startup company here. That's a different situation. In my second video, I will talk about that also. We are talking about a company which is not a startup company, which is a regular company. So 10 rupees par value, 1000 rupees market value, 1200 rupees is the issue price, 200 rupees becomes taxable in the hands of the company if allotted to resident. But this section is not attracted if the shares are allotted to non-resident. But now the budget 2023, section 32 of the Finance Bill 2023 says that in section 56 of the Income Tax Act, in subsection 2, with effect from 1st of April 2024, in clause 7b, the words being a resident shall be omitted. Now, what does that mean? That simply means even if the shares are allotted to non-residents, this angel tax section will be attracted. That means the valuation will be required under the Income Tax Act also. Now, Income Tax Act gives three options, or precisely two options to the assessee. One is to go by the book value, and the other one is to go by the discounted cash flow technique. Practically, most of the valuations are done using DCF because the fair value practically are much more than what the book value is. So you need a certification compulsorily from a merchant banker. So if your client, if a company is making allotment of equity shares to a non-resident investor, now he will need the valuation under Income Tax Act also, besides the Foreign Exchange Management Act. If he prefers to take report from a chartered accountant under FEMA, he will have to take a separate report from a merchant banker under the Income Tax Act. So that will be doubling of effort for the company. And that's why they'll prefer to take a report, a certification from a merchant banker under Income Tax Act as well as under the Foreign Exchange Management Act. So that will definitely reduce the scope of a chartered accountant as a valuer under Foreign Exchange Management Act. See, besides this, there is one more valuation report which is compulsory for the company to take, and that is from a registered valuer. So besides taking the valuation report under FEMA and under Income Tax Act, first of all, the company must also take a valuation report from a registered valuer. Current situation is registered valuer under Companies Act and CA, CMA or merchant banker under. Proposed situation is registered valuer under Companies Act, CA, CMA or merchant banker under FEMA, and only merchant banker under the Income Tax Act. So definitely government should try to reconcile this situation. Different valuers are specified under different acts. This unnecessarily causes burden on the company as well as what if two or three different valuers certify three different values, that will become a very troublesome situation for the company. Solution could be that whosoever is making the valuation, be a chartered accountant or CMA or merchant banker or registered valuer who specializes only in valuation, should be allowed under all acts so that these type of conflicts may be avoided. If you have any queries on this matter, or if you have any query related to valuation, be it valuation under Companies Act, under IBC, under FEMA, under Income Tax Act, or under Ind AS, or under anything, if you have any queries related to valuation of securities or financial assets, I'll be more than happy to answer all your queries as a friend, as your junior. So just feel free to ask me any of the questions you have. You have my email ID on the screen, tarunmahajanca@gmail.com, and my WhatsApp is 98930400600. Feel free to ask any question. I'll be happy to reply all your questions quickly. Thank you.